Femmes, happy Tuesday. I am Violet D'Ayala. I'm the founder of FemCity, and you're joining us today for our live class. We're a couple minutes late because I upgraded my software last night on my desktop, and every security passcode has had to be looked up manually today. So poor Kim was waiting for me as I was looking for that, and then all the security things that came through. Anywho, today we're going to talk about sales funnels. It was a requested class, and the beautiful Kim is actually going to share all of her wisdom with us today when it comes to creating a sales funnel. You may be like, I know Kim, but she does publishing, she does writing, but she also does this, and she volunteered to go ahead and help us learn more about creating a sales funnel. So Kim, do you want to add anything? And you look extra gorgeous today with your hair, by the way.
Yeah, like I am a publisher by trade, but I've been an entrepreneur forever, and I have studied a lot of marketing and all the different ways that you can build a business, because I'm still an entrepreneur at heart, right? Publishing is my business, but I am an entrepreneur. So, you know, I've had to learn how to do all of these things. And so anything I've learned how to do, I love to teach how to do.
Yep, awesome. Great. And so we already have some love that came through from Linda. Woo-hoo, sales funnels. Linda is in our global program. Of course, so is Kim. So they're already friends, and we love the love. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And by the way, if you're joining us live, ask questions. We want you to ask questions. If you're watching the replay, you can always reach out to us if you want more information, if we missed something. I say we, but Kim's the expert in the sales funnel creation. I mean, you can reach out to me too, but I'm just going to direct it over to Kim because I don't know how to do it. All right, so first of all, what is a funnel for those femmes that have no idea what we're talking about?
So a funnel is basically a system that gets narrower towards the bottom. So it's like a kitchen funnel. You know, you pour something in the top, it's really wide, it's got the narrow little opening at the bottom, so only a little bit comes out at the bottom. Now your sales funnel is comprised of people at different stages in the sales journey. So everyone at the top is just kind of watching you, or maybe don't even know you yet. So that's why it's big and broad, right? Because they don't know you. They might have heard your name. You know, they might kind of know you on social media, but there's no really connection with them yet. When they enter your funnel, that's where the sales system starts. So think of your funnel as a sales system. Now, people assume that funnels are all online. They're not. You can have a funnel that's completely offline. When I first started RTI Publishing, I developed an offline funnel system. So now it included some online elements like social media and using email and things like that. But basically, I would go out and I would meet people. So I'd meet them on social media. I'd be networking. Back then, it was all in person. You know, there wasn't online networking. So I'd go to tons of networking events in person and conferences and workshops. And I would just start talking to people. And so that got them into the top of my funnel. And I would find those people who had at least some interest in what I had to offer. So that gets them in the top of the funnel. Those are, you know, what I would call a prospect. They're not a lead yet. A lead is someone who's, you know, at least got a good interest in wanting to find out more about what you do. But a prospect's someone who's just sitting on the top there. You know, they're kind of thinking, oh yeah, like I might want to check this out, right? So, but you need lots of prospects. So you need lots of people who are kind of getting to know you and getting to know your name. Now we're talking offline. We're going to talk online too. But I want people to know that every entrepreneur should have some type of funnel, some type of sales system that they bring people through to get them from not knowing you at all to being a raving client or customer. So at the top, and the top is when you introduce yourself. And really having that strong introduction is the first step to converting someone. But you also understand that not everyone is your cup of tea. You know, there's only a certain percentage of people who are going to become your clients and customers. There's going to be lots of people you talk to who, will never become your client or customer, but you enjoy the conversation. But you hit the point where you're like, yeah, I think so. So, that's when you have a strong introduction, who you are, you can share some value, and they become they become like a lead to you. And then you bring them through the funnel. So there's lots of different ways you can do that. You can connect with them on social media. You can add them to your email list. Whatever it is that you do, you want to keep that connection going and start to develop the relationship. So a sales funnel, in a sense, is how do you develop that relationship enough so that they trust you to come out at the bottom and be your client and your customer? So in an offline sense, it's about them getting to know you. And that's where social media, email comes in. You can invite them to a workshop if you're doing, a webinar. If they are local to you and you're going to be at an event, you can come invite them, go out for coffee, go out for tea. Like there's endless ways that you can connect. But at some point, when you feel the time is right, and again, some of this is just learning by doing. Right? You're going to practice. You're going to fail. You're going to totally get the timing wrong and, try and push someone ahead of where they are. It's a learning process, how to sell. So don't beat yourself up about it. Just keep practicing. Learn from your mistakes. But in time, the more that you do it, the more you can tell when the person's ready for that sales conversation. So now you've moved that person down the funnel. And usually, the sales conversation is the last part of that funnel when they're coming down. Now, in some cases, you have one phone call, you give a ton of value, the person's ready, they drop out and they're a client customer. Sometimes it may take a couple, 2 or 3 phone calls. Like there's no, I can't say, okay, one phone call, boom, bam, they become a client. It doesn't work like that. The thing is, people are in the funnel, but it doesn't mean everyone falls through. Unlike a funnel where you're pouring liquids through it or something through it, everything does not fall through your sales funnel. It comes in, and then people determine when they move down. And people can stay in your sales funnel for a long time. I've had people, were in my sales funnel for a couple of years before they finally became my client and my customer, but they were still in my sales funnel. And I still developed that relationship, and I still connected with them from time to time. And, I was a raving fan on social media, but when the time was right, because they were in my funnel, they came at the bottom as a client. So let's just quickly look at what an online funnel looks like, because that's one thing that a lot of people are interested in. So
I love the way you broke that down, Kim, by the way. I love that you broke it down in such a relatable way. I've never heard it like that, and I think that's incredibly helpful. So thank you so much for breaking it down in elementary terms, because I think people feel like a sales funnel means they all come through and they all become. It's like how to take all of them 100%. And I love that you were like, and I love that you mentioned also that sometimes it's a client or someone a prospect from years ago that eventually buy, because that also gives permission to other members to give themselves grace when that client doesn't sign up at that very moment, but it doesn't mean they won't in the future.
Exactly. You got to keep them in that funnel though. And, so that means connecting with them from time to time, keeping that relationship going. Now, an online funnel, and that's where most people think of a funnel, is a pretty big bird, right? It's an elephant that you got to bite off one bite at a time. But again, it's the same concept. So now you're bringing people into the top of your funnel online. And that usually requires some sort of what they call a lead magnet, something to draw the person into the funnel. Now, it can be a free book. It can be like a free small ebook. It can be a free webinar. If you sell products, it could be a free sample product. So there's lots of different things that can be a lead magnet, a checklist, right? Like there's myriads of them. You can get very creative in what you offer as a lead magnet. And a lead magnet isn't always free. But so like in the case of, let's say, so my friend Ram there, the sport of life, he's a Canadian Olympic coach. So I thought that'd be pretty cool considering we just finished the Olympics. Say Ram wanted to use his book to as a lead magnet. So when you've got a full-scale book, not a little e-book, that's a 200-page book, you would offer it not free, but people pay for the shipping. And so it's almost free. The book is free. They're just paying for the cost of the shipping to have it shipped to you. So, you want your lead magnet either free or very low cost. So usually preferably under $10, but if it's an actual book, you get away with about $20 because shipping is expensive. So when that person takes advantage of your lead magnet, the next thing they see after they accept the lead magnet is they see a thank you page. Now that thank you page should be some sort of product or service that you're offering. So at the top of this thank you page, you're going to tell the person how they're going to access what it is that you're giving them, whether you have a button there, whether it's being delivered through email, whether it's a membership software where everything's stored that they log into. So that top part, but right below that, you can sell them something else. And when people have bought something, they're more likely to buy something after they've just bought something. So, you offer them a small course, 17, 27, 37, 47. You can even go as high as 97, but they usually find anywhere under $47 works really well. Some sort of course, product, service. Again, you have to customize it to what you're doing. And a percentage of people who buy. So one thing about online sales, well, even offline sales funnels, but online sales funnels specifically, it's all a numbers game. When you have it set up properly, if you put 100 people in, and I can't tell you what the numbers are for your industry because it's very changed. But let's say, for example, you put 100 people in. If there are 100 targeted people, okay, you could probably get 30 or 40 who will take advantage of your lead magnet. From that, usually about 30% of those people will buy your first course that you offer them right off the spot. And then those people who bought your lead magnet also get added to what's called an email autoresponder. So that's a system, a software where you go in and when people sign up to get your free lead magnet, you can create a series of emails that go out to them over a space of time. And there's lots of different ways to customize emails by who opens it, who buys what, whatever. It can get really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. The goal of the email is to start to develop relationships and to do light selling, is to keep you in their mind and to develop the relationship with them. See, most people think emails are for just selling. It's not. It's about developing that relationship. Now, I've in the process of releasing Author to Authority, I've had to slow down things a bit. I've just got a lot on my plate. And I've learned that with some health things going on, it's better for me to slow down than to just try and burn myself out because it takes me a long time to recover. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going as fast as I had hoped, but the book has been proofread. All the proofreads have been incorporated. And I'm now starting to connect with all my beta readers who are going to take the book and help me spread the word. So, when you're dealing with autoresponders, that's a system where you can. So with my Author to Authority, when you sign up to get the free sample of the book, I have 6 automated messages that come in once a week for about 6 or 7 weeks that cover the basic concept of authority marketing. Now, because I have it all set up, when you sign up to get the free sample, every week, boom, it just arrives in your email box. I don't have to do anything. The software automatically sends it out. So that's what an email autoresponder is. Now, you can have what's called a follow-up series, which automatically goes out. But say you want to send out an update. So you can go into the software, create an email, hit send, and it goes out immediately to everyone. So those are the two generally types of emails that you have with your autoresponder. So now you've got people, who got the lead magnet. Some of them have purchased your first course. Everybody's on your email list. They're getting, your emails according to what you have set up. Now, as they go through, if they purchase the next level course, you can have another one. So let's say you've got a mastermind group, or let's say you have a high level product, or let's say you have some sort of subscription, right? There's all sorts of different things, but this is a higher end product, usually, anywhere from $197 to $997. Now, again, if your prices aren't up there yet and you don't have all these pieces, you can still have a funnel. Maybe your products and services are less. That's okay. I'm talking more about, people, higher level people, and this is kind of what they do. But the nice thing about a funnel is you can adjust it any way that you want. Now, for some people, what they do is they're looking to have those conversations. So they can have a hybrid online, offline. And so what some people do is have them buy the lower level course, maybe a higher level course. So, that 197-ish. And then, the next part of the funnel could be to apply to talk to someone about individual, programs that can be set up for them. So then, you take it offline to a phone call, right? So there's so many different ways that you can do an online funnel. Here's the thing about a funnel. You have to have ways to put people into the top. So, you will see a lot of these places selling these services and these softwares and everything else. And that's great. And you can, get everything set up. But if you do not have a way of getting people into the funnel, you could be spending a lot of money for nothing. Okay. There are certain softwares, out there that can cost, a minimum of $100 a month. Well, if you're not putting people in your funnel, you're spending that $100 a month every single month to keep this thing running. So I do have a resource I'm going to share with you at the end that is free to get you started. Now, there are paid versions, the advanced stuff, all that kind of thing. But this free one will get you started and allowing you to start playing around and setting things up without it costing you anything. So somebody said, is this approach specific to certain types of industries like coaches, advisors, educators? Yes, but you can also do it with products. I've seen many product funnels where, you go in and it's the pay the shipping model. You go in and you just pay the shipping and they send you the product for free. Now, here's the thing that most people don't realize is that amount that you pay usually for the shipping actually covers the cost of the product and the shipping. So, when you can get your products inexpensively enough, right, it covers the cost of both. So you can actually do the same funnel with products. So I'm not as well versed with that one. I've seen it done. I know it can be done. It's not something I really know as much about. But in terms of, selling your courses and your services, the type of funnel that I'm talking about works very well.
Perfect. Thank you so much for addressing that.
Okay. Let me just take a quick sec here. I had prepared some. Okay. So, Violet, do you have any questions for me?
No, I was writing down notes. I think it's really great the way that you're breaking it down into even the specifics of where you can use email marketing just to continue to create those relationships, nurture them. It's not always about selling, just making it so that you're still connected and you have some love. So someone said, thank you. I think that was really, really clear and very easy to follow. So very grateful.
So most people want to know, how do you get started? All right. So if you're offline, create that sales system that you use to bring people through to sell to them. Don't try to differentiate too much. Now, do you customize some things as you're going through for each person you're talking to or connecting with? Yes. But try to keep the process the same, because what happens is if the process is the same, you can track your results and you can see where the process is breaking down and where you need to improve it to increase your results. So, you want to walk people through the same process to become a client or customer. And that becomes trackable. You can tell that, okay, I met, 6 people at a networking meeting that I had good conversations with. Obviously, usually a network meeting, you meet a whole lot more people than that. But, I met 6 people that I really, really connected with and thought would make a good prospect. So you connect with them on social media, you email back and forth a little bit, you message back and forth a little bit, and then you invite them to a conversation. Now, again, sometimes you can speed forward through the process. Sometimes somebody just drops. I've had times at a networking meeting where the conversation was so good, they were so ready, we booked a phone call, we had a phone call that became a client, right? So the process doesn't always have to be long, but you need to have the process in place for those who takes longer to convert. Because not everybody's going to convert the first time you meet them. A small percentage will. So, have that system in place. And then you can start tracking it. So let's say you met 6 people at a networking meeting. You got those 6 people connected. You got their email addresses. You got them connected on social media. You send them maybe some little pieces of content, either through email or on social media. I saw this. I thought about our conversation. I thought you might be interested in this. So it might have been a blog post that you wrote or something. Try to do stuff yourself if you can. But if you can't, direct them to somebody else's stuff. At least it's keeping the conversation going. At some point, you're going to invite them to a phone call. So let's say you've got the 6. Probably at least 2 or 3 of them, you could get on a phone call. And it could be within a week, it could be 2 weeks, whatever the length of time. But at some point, 2 or 3 of them, you're going to get on a phone call. And if you're relatively good at what you do, 1 or 2 will convert into a client or a customer. Those are about average. Now, again, it depends on your experience. The newer you are, the more people you're going to have to talk to be able to convert someone into a client and customer. I remember one time I was listening to Jim Rohn, and he had done this teaching on MLM and network marketing, and that's where I was at the time. And he said something that changed my life forever. He said, "Do you know that a baseball player that gets paid $1 million strikes out 7 out of 10 times?" I went, and I mean, I'm listening to this on a CD. I never had the privilege of seeing him live, when he was alive, but I was listening to the CD and it blew my mind, because I was thinking, I had to get 10 out of 10, right? I didn't even have to get 7 out of 10. I didn't even have to get 5 out of 10. I only had to get 3 out of, I had to fail miserably to make $1 million, because I only needed 3 out of 10 people to say yes. So hopefully that's going to help somebody today to understand that, you don't need a lot to say yes. You need to go through a lot of people to get the yeses.
That's super powerful. And we're running out of time, so I just wanted to alert. So really quick, I had a question. So you had mentioned keeping it consistent so you can track it, which I love that tip. How often should members be tweaking their sales funnel? Because I know a lot, and the reason why I'm asking is I know a lot of our members tweak it over and over and over again because they're not getting the 7 or the 9 out of 10. And so they're constantly doing it. So there's not any way to track to see what the success is. How often is that? 6 months, 9 months, every year? What would you say?
I don't think it has to be that long.
Okay.
I think at least a good month to 2 months. It's not really a time length. It's how many people you talk to.
Yeah.
You want to talk to 30 to 50 people to get a good sense of where it's breaking down.
Yeah.
When you've talked to that many people, you know where you're not feeling comfortable. You know, you can gauge how many people have gone through and where they're stopping at. Because where they're stopping at is the point that needs improving.
Yep. Love that.
So it's not really a timeline. It's how many people you talk to.
Yeah. Which is why networking is so important. It goes back to, like, you know, we were talking about it today in our member orientation, is that, you know, you can network with one person and then get upset when it doesn't turn into a sale. But the reality is you've got to talk to 100 people, and then some of them will come through and some will refer and some of them won't, some will stay there. So it's the exact same in networking as well. That's why you need to meet people, do the coffee chats and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Did you want to, I know you had wanted to talk about creating it. And I want to be respectful of your time. It's 1:30. Do you want to do that as another time, or you have time to share really quick how to create a sales funnel?
I've got time to share.
Okay.
So when you're doing an online sales funnel, you have to use some sort of software. Okay. And there's lots of different ones out there available. You know, even creating your own website is, you know, using software. So there's one that I recommend. It's called Groov Digital, and I will put the link in right after the video. But you can also go to https:// you have to put that in, unfortunately, bit.ly/Kim Groov. Okay. And it's free. I think you can create up to 3 websites. One of the things I like about Groov is the fact that it's going to become an all-in-one solution. So you're going to have your funnels there. They've already got web pages, funnels. They've already got e-commerce. So if you sell products, you can create an e-commerce store. You can upload your videos there and store them, so you don't have to use YouTube. They're coming out with group webinars, so you can do a webinar once and just have it repeat and people can watch it. They're creating a live stream service. So over the next year, they're adding a whole ton of functionality. They're soon going to be releasing Groov emails, so that's going to take the place of your autoresponder, and they're all going to work together. So over the next year, I'm actually transferring everything of mine to Groov Digital. So, you know, if you want, you can check it out. You can get a free account. You can create, you know, a couple of websites for free. And a lot of the other ones, you get basic functionality. And I highly recommend you do something like that and play around with it, right? The other thing is, just so you are aware, right now it is still partially in beta, and they have sort of a lifetime thing. So you pay for it once and you get it for a lifetime. The other thing about most of these softwares are, you know, you're paying monthly for them. So with Groov Funnels right now, you pay once, you're grandfathered in for life. And that's the route I'm going, so that I'm not constantly paying. And yes, just to be clear, if you guys do something paid, I do make money on it. You know, you have to declare that it's an affiliate link. So I am, but that's not the reason why I'm giving you the link. I'm giving you the link because there's so much that you can do for free, and you can go in and you can spend your time learning how to do it. And they've got 50 million videos on how to do everything. They've got an amazing Facebook group where you can go and ask questions. I've gone in there so many times and asked questions, and, you know, group members will tell me how to do things. They have awesome support when I've had issues. You know, I've gone in, within 24 hours, they're usually back to me and they're like, Kim, do this, watch this video, and that will solve the problem. So that's the reason why I'm recommending it, is because of those things.
Okay. I thought you were going to share your screen, so I was waiting for that. So sorry about that. All right. So thank you so much. We will add that to the link when we post it in the library. If you can just message it to me. Actually, yeah, just message it to me so I have it, so I don't have any errors, because I have a tendency of having errors. Thank you so much, Kim. And we had some love that came through. Carol said thank you. Facebook user said thank you also. And again, if you're watching the replay, I know many of you will, go ahead and, oh, perfect. Here's the link. Perfect. Thank you so much. Feel free to reach out to Kim. So Kim, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. I know that you are a publisher, a writer. You help people get published, and you did this just to help us. I really appreciate you taking the time to do that for us today. Anyway, you want to mention your project, what's coming up, your new book?
Yeah, so my book's called Author to Authority, and it teaches you everything you need to know about authority marketing. And if you are an entrepreneur, solopreneur, small business owner, authority marketing is a great way to build your business in the span of about 5, usually anywhere from 4 to 7 years it takes. But if you use authority marketing properly, you're going to be gaining business right from the beginning, gaining sales. But in time, when you become so well known, your business kind of takes on a life of itself. So it teaches you all the basics of authority marketing and the 6 key building blocks and lots of information. And of course, writing your book, your signature book, helps you to do it bigger, better, stronger, and faster. Yes, I am. I used to watch The $6 Million Man. And if you'd want a free sample of the book, you can go to author2authority.com/get-the-book.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kim. Sorry, girls, we went over, but thank you so much for joining us. And Kim, I'm sending you a big hug, and you look so beautiful. I just want to mention that again. I know that you hadn't had your hair done in a while, but you look just magical. So thank you so much for bringing your light to us today. Thank you so much, ladies. Have a great day. Mwah. Bye.